YouTube, it's your boy noluckmack, and I'm back with another reaction, man. This one is kind of a sad one. I don't know. I feel like it depends on your perspective on the situation. But breaking news: Alpo, legendary Harlem drug dealer, paid in full, legend Alpo Martinez has been gunned down by a drive-by shooting in Harlem, New York. Now, where he died specifically is kind of crazy because he died on 4th Ave, 147th Street, and 8th Avenue, aka Frederick Douglass Boulevard. And the craziest shit to me, I don't know if y'all can see from right here, this shit is literally across the street from a police station, bro. Like, it's nothing but police cars right there, bro. Like, that's one non-active side. Like, that specific street right there. Because the whole block is a station except for on the other avenue. But it's a big police station. I spent a couple nights in there. But a lot of people saying karma, you know what I'm saying? Because he allegedly, well, he admitted to it. So it's not allegedly no more. He admitted it. He did the time for it. He admitted it. He killed the other legendary Harlem drug dealer. What's his name? Mitch. Money Making Mitch. And we gonna just get into this video right here, man.
The bullet-riddled pickup truck crashed into another vehicle on Frederick Douglass Avenue in Harlem. Who knew? It would be 55-year-old Alpo Martinez. Alpo was killed in Harlem in an apparent drive-by shooting this morning.
Oh, so I guess he was driving. He didn't get hit on 4-7 in front of the police station. He probably drove to the police station so whoever was on his back could get off his back, but he ended up making it himself.
He was engulfed in a hail of bullets, which was fired from the passing vehicle. According to the New York Daily News, Alpo was struck multiple times in the chest on West 147th Street on 8th Avenue shortly after 3:30 a.m. After the incident, the EMS attempted to rush him to Harlem Hospital. He was pronounced dead. Many media outlets sought after
Bro, that shit is literally around the corner from my mom's house, which means my mom could have heard that. That shit is literally around the corner, right there. Right there. Because I'm on 7th, dude. You know what I'm saying? That happened right on 8th. That's crazy. Walk that block 1,000,000 times, bro. Go get my phone fixed. You know what I'm saying? Walking the 4th, 5th, about to go to Popeyes, you know what I'm saying? Pathmark, all that. Walk that strip 1,000,000 quadrillion times. I would have never knew that would be the block that Alpo would die on. You know what I'm saying? Because he was in jail majority of my life. You know what I'm saying? I don't personally know the guy.
In hopes of him revealing the details in the events which transpired during his real-life story. Soon, surveillance will be revealed by NYPD, which will give insight to how things took place. It was unclear whether shots were fired before the crash or after. Alberto Jedis Martinez, better known as Alpo Martinez, or simply Alpo, is an American drug dealer of Puerto Rican ancestry from Harlem, New York City. He rose to prominence in the mid-1980s. In addition to New York, Martinez expanded his drug trade to other cities.
My son Cameron bodied that role. Let's talk about it. Cameron bodied that role. He bodied that role so much, niggas felt like Cameron was Alpo, son. Anybody who don't know shit about, you know what I'm saying, 90s drug dealers, late 80s drug dealers, you know what I'm saying, you're not into that type of shit. Like, this is their point of reference to who we talking about. You know what I'm saying, Alpo.
Washington, D.C.
I know these niggas was the first to bring mad cars in America. They was the first to be pushing specific Benzes, BMWs. They were the first pushing that shit down 7th Ave, pushing that shit down 8th. You know what I'm saying? Coming down Park Ave. You know what I'm saying?
Martinez was released in 2015, while serving a 35-year sentence for 14 counts of murder at ADX Florence, a federal supermax prison located in Fremont County, Colorado. He was released after testifying against former associates and had since been living under a United States Witness Protection Program.
Crazy shit is, He snitched on a lot of DC niggas. That's why right now, DC and Harlem, you can see Wale and Jim Jones is going back and forth. Because DC and Harlem specifically, not even New York City, but Harlem specifically, niggas got a lot of tension because of this guy. In terms of who created what waves, who got the realest niggas, coolest niggas, the biggest drug dealers, you know what I'm saying? Like, DC niggas feel like Harlem niggas took a lot of their sauce. You know, Harlem niggas feel like DC niggas took the sauce and trying to claim it as theirs. So it's a whole bunch of drama from sneakers to certain chains, like the whole drug dealer giddy up, like the whole fit. But one thing they can never take from no New York City drug dealers, they was the first to wear Gucci, Louis, all that designer shit, because Gucci and Louis was not making clothes at this time. And Dapper Dan was the only person slicing and dicing and making clothes out of Gucci luggage, Louis luggage, you know what I'm saying, MCM. Like, he was making that. So nobody can take that from Harlem. That's specifically some Harlem, New York City, Dapper Dan shit, you heard?
In East Harlem, also known as Spanish Harlem, in Upper Manhattan of New York City, Martinez was one of 2 children raised by his single mother. He attended a Roman Catholic school, Automotive Mechanical High School and Julia Richmond High School, before dropping out during his sophomore year. Martinez started selling drugs.
Look at that, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is where he got shot, bro. Like, you see his bumper, he must have hit the car right there. I'm like, that's 478 right there, bro. It was nothing. That block, all of those vehicles is police vehicles. Every single vehicle right there. Only police park right there. Only police can park right there. And then they got a whole parking lot around the corner. So it's just mad police cars right there. I'm baffled if niggas clipped them right there to think like they not on surveillance or no type of, bro, they tripping. If they let off right, I don't even understand how, because that's a one-way. So I'm trying to make it make sense. Like, the other blocks, cars don't park like that. Cars only park like that right there. So I'm trying to think, like, he couldn't have got hit right there unless they was on the opposite side. They probably was on the opposite side, but even if, they would have to be on the side with the precinct. Like, the precinct, from this frame right here, the precinct's on that left-hand side, and the regular stores and apartment buildings on the right-hand side. From that crash right there, it looked like, you know what I'm saying? It looked like he was on that side for his bumper to fall off right there. So I don't think the niggas is gonna buck at him on the side of a precinct, because that shit got all of that on camera. They got the whole shit on camera. If they pick that spot, that's
years old in East Harlem.
Oh, no.
When he met West Side Harlem drug dealer AZ Faison, Martinez started to move up the chain of drug dealers in Harlem, and eventually became one of the biggest and well-known drug dealers in the city. Martinez later moved to Washington, D.C. to expand operations, where he quickly became involved in the city's underworld and elevated his drug activities. He met Wayne Silk Perry, a notorious gangster and D.C.
one of the niggas he snitched on,
who would later become his bodyguard and hitman. Martinez was indicted on federal drug charges in July 1990 with 2 other men, but the indictment against Martinez was dismissed when he remained a fugitive at the time their trial began, November 1991. According to the affidavit, Nathaniel Watkins, Rich Porter's cousin, Martinez's co-defendant in the Alexandria, Virginia case, he told the FBI in 1989 he was present when Martinez gave $300,000 to a fellow drug dealer in a Crystal City, Virginia hotel room and instructed the man to take the money to New York. Watkins told the FBI that the drug dealer rode to New York in a limousine, which he and his girlfriend followed, and they went to a Harlem apartment where they met Martinez, who had flown to New York. Sherrill Gilbert, Nathaniel Watkins and several witnesses testified that Martinez was a supplier of crack, and that members of the drug ring were involved in
No disrespect, but I feel like I'm one of the few New York niggas who like to be on the rooftops. I enjoy being on the roof and overlooking the city, bro. That's why I gotta move about the spot I'm at. I'm in a nice high spot, but it's no view here. You know what I'm saying? It's the Bronx. Ain't no view. I miss living in Manhattan. I used to be able to see from 151st Street all the way down. I could see Empire State Building. You know what I'm saying? Looking straight down 7th Ave. Like, my eyesight is that good. So I miss that. My city is beautiful.
pills.
Even though the buildings look so beige and nasty.
On November 7, 1991, Martinez was arrested in Washington, D.C. for selling drugs. He was charged with conspiracy to commit murder, various drug charges, and 14 counts of murder, including the murder of D.C. drug dealer Michael.
All right, from the other side of my crib, you could see the Bronx. So you see Yankee Stadium and shit like that. Like, it's a fire view, bro. Fire view. Fire
Salters,
view.
a.k.a.
Manhattan got the
Craig,
best views.
and Brooklyn drug dealer Demencio Benson. Facing
And some spots in Brooklyn, some spots in Queens. Anywhere next to the water, like, you know what I'm saying? But at least Manhattan, the way the streets are designed, like, you could look straight down. Like, you could look straight down 7th Ave. Of course, 7th Ave cut off at like 110th, and then becomes Central Park. But you could still see straight down, because Manhattan just has straight streets that you could just see.
possibility of either the death penalty or life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, Martinez turned informant and testified against members of his organization. For his testimony against Perry, who received 5 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, Martinez was sentenced to 35 years in prison. Alpo also admitted to killing Rich.
You see what I mean? Like, you could see straight down. If you got good ass eyesight, you could stand right here by the water and look straight down the avenues. It's beauty.
In a documentary he was working on, he stated, "I was meeting Rich that night. He got into a van. Once he got in the van, I locked the doors. As I was pulling off, I was asking him, 'Yo, Rich, where did you get that coke from? That stuff was good.' Because I wanted to make him comfortable. He's like, 'I got it from my Connect.' From there, I knew he was lying. So I turned to my little man, big head Gary. I gave him the nod because he was short, so he could stand up in the van. Next thing you heard was 2 gunshots, bang bang. Richard slumped over, and it happened. I was very mad. I just killed a dude that I loved, a dude that I was making money with. A dude I called my brother," Alpo said. Alpo went on to explain that they drove to a secluded spot on the highway to dump the body. But is Gary what?
Savage shit. And then you could sit there and admit that you had love for this person. Like, the love, you ain't really have love for this person because it didn't outweigh you killing him. Like, your life wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know the dynamics of what was going on. I know he dropped a video explaining it. But from my understanding, like, he wasn't after you. So, like, your life was never in danger for you to really have to take him out. Any discrepancy you had, you could have chopped it up with boys, and you could have chopped it up.
Strong enough to pull Rich out of the van by himself.
Again, I don't know the dynamics. I'm not about to speak like I know what was going on. But, like, how it was portrayed, it sounded like, you know what I'm saying, you just smoked him out of anger type shit.
When Alpo went to help, he realized Rich was still alive. So he took the gun from Gary and put a final shot in Porter's head. In popular culture, Martinez was portrayed by rapper and actor Cameron in the 2002 film Paid in Full, which was based on the criminal exploits of Martinez, as Faison and Rich Porter. Martinez is referenced in several hip-hop and rap songs, including Nas, Memory Lane, Nas, Accident Murderers, The Games, Money, The Games, My Life, 50 Cent's, Ghetto Karen, Jay-Z's, La Familia, Future's, In Her Mouth, Shad Dog Gods, Rich and Alpo, Drake featuring Jay-Z's Talk Up, Don Tripp and Starlito, Caesar and Brutus, Meek Mill's, Tony Story, My Songs, Freestyle on Funk Flex Hot 97, Pusha T's, FIFA, Elias's
tracks the niggas mentioned him on. But this is a cautionary tale, man. Like, with this street shit, you can even get out of jail. And when you get out of jail, the shit that you had going on in the streets can resume. Just because niggas is old, it's niggas' kids now, relatives, fans. You know what I'm saying? Who knows who clipped them? We don't know till the police get them, and then, you know, narratives start being thrown around. But until then, man, it's your boy noluckmack, bro. Stay safe out there.